Hello everyone, this video is about narcissists and money. This tells you some ways of the narcissist will abuse you with finances, and if you're still with them, some help with getting out. The most recent statistic that I can find is that 98% of abusive relationships have financial abuse, especially when children are involved. Financial abuse is one of the most powerful ways to keep someone trapped. So your finances will be impacted by the narcissist in various ways. Narcissists are dishonest and they start it all off with lies. You may not even know how much or how little money the narcissist actually has. They are always looking for a replacement for love. Their best replacement for love is money. They will think they have money even if they don't. They believe they have the right to spend all the money, theirs or not. They may gamble, they may use drugs, they may compulsively shop. Narcissists are the masters of manipulation, from gaslighting to silent treatment. And when it comes to abuse, nothing is exempt, including your money. They will spend your money and their money quite happily. They exploit anything and everything and everyone to gain and keep control. So, as I said, first they will lie. Then they may threaten to leave you without any money to take care of your basic needs. They may say things to you like, I need petrol in my car to get to work this week, so I cannot give you any money towards the food shopping. They will happily put the family in debt as they believe they're entitled to whatever they please. You may end up with the tightwad narcissist that'll not buy the children anything or even buy themselves clothes. Some narcissists are really cheap. They will go out and splash out on something they want if they want to. If they're not pathological about being cheap, then they might not be a narcissist. Some people are just cheap with money, so they have to have the other traits to be on the narcissistic personality disorder spectrum. The type 1 narcissist will often not see why they have to pay maintenance for their children, so it can be a big battleground to try and get money off them to help raise children. Some narcissists are extremely generous to establish themselves of how important and how wealthy they are. If they buy you gifts, they will expect something in return. These will sometimes pay maintenance for children after the breakup. Again, people can be generous if they haven't got all the other traits of a narcissist. Just because someone's generous doesn't mean they're a narcissist. Some narcissists will stop you having access to money so that you are dependent on them. They'll not want you getting a car in your name, it'll have to be in their name. They may take credit cards out in your name, either with your consent or behind your back, and they will max them all out. They may borrow money and then gaslight you when it comes to paying you back with either, no, I didn't borrow that off you, you must be imagining it. They like to control others, full stop, but one of their methods is through money. They may take your name off bank accounts without you knowing. They might get you to sign your house over to them. With me, I had to go back to work the day after I had our child because I had to pay the bills. With no help with the baby and being straight back at work, and I didn't know that I was with a narcissist that was twisting all my words. I was tired, stressed, hormonal, and my ex decided that he was going to get me diagnosed with postnatal depression. We did visit the doctors and I kind of zoned out and watched from a distance what the doctor was saying and what the narcissist was saying and what the doctor was advising. And they prescribed me some antidepressants, and we came home And the first thing the narcissist asked me to do was sign the house over to them, because that would take some pressure away from me. They didn't do any of the things that the doctor recommended, like helping out with the baby, letting me have a bit of a rest. And I did actually question that, and I stood my ground, and I did keep my name on the home. I got the silent treatment for this, and I also got, well, if you'll not accept my help, there's no point in giving you any. Which then puts doubt into your mind of, well, if I'd have done that, maybe they would have helped out with the baby. But I stood my ground, and I was not signing the house over. A lot of people have ended up signing the house over, or it's been signed over without them even knowing. The narcissist may not be in employment, so depending on your money, they might actually say, I don't see why I need to get a job. My narcissist would often have weeks off at a time, then use this as a further excuse not to pay the bills. One of the best, which I think they truly believed, was there was 7 of us in our home, the children ranging from birth to 16. So they explained how they only needed to pay 1/7 of all the bills, and that was all they were willing to pay because they're only one of 7 in the house. If I asked for money, I used to get, I gave you money last week, can you not remember? No, I couldn't, because they hadn't. But at the time, it is extremely confusing. I asked for some money once that they owed me in a chip shop because I didn't have any to buy all the kids some chips. They threw the money on the floor, stomped off, and didn't speak to me for a week. Their only explanation to this was, that was my money and you was in the wrong to ask. Again, turning it straight back around onto me. Things that you miss at the time, and you wonder, oh, did I ask them quite right? Or money is a very confusing thing when it comes to how the narcissist words it and treats you. The narcissist wants the best of everything, so they will happily spend their money and yours on themselves, getting themselves the best of everything, yet when it comes to you and your wants, they are not interested. Most people like new things, so again, if they haven't got the other signs of narcissistic personality disorder, just because they like buying new things doesn't make them a narcissist. Narcissists use manipulative threats over money. So if you give them a hint that you might be leaving, you may hear words like, you'll not afford to be able to take care of the children, so I'll have to take custody. If you call them out on any of the threats, they will say things like, I didn't say that. If they promise you a nice break or a nice hotel, or if they promise you a day out and then don't deliver because they've spent all that money elsewhere, you'll get the, I never promised that. Financial abuse does chip slowly away at you. You doubt yourself, your stability, you doubt your finance abilities, you doubt whether you can take care of yourself and your children, so they are gaslighting you with money. They will lie about how much they make. They will spend too much on the best car they can just to look like they've got money. Same again, don't get me wrong, some people do like a nice car. If they don't have the other traits, it doesn't mean that they're a narcissist. They will sabotage when you're trying to regain control of your finances. They might create situations so that you can't go out to work, or if you do work, they may want the money that you earn. They may give you no access to bank accounts. You're not allowed to do any sort of study to better yourself, to get a job where you could earn more money. You might be forced to skip paying bills because you haven't got any money left. The narcissist may steal from you. Narcissists don't trust other people because they are so conniving and untrustworthy within themselves. So they think that normal people are like them. We don't see it because we believe how we think. We don't believe people would do that kind of stuff. So you don't see it straight away, and you're not the only one to not recognise what's going on. If you are still with the narcissist and looking to leave, or if you've left and they might still have control over the finances, or you might be left with debt. So you need to protect all your accounts. Make sure you set new accounts up in your name only so they cannot get access. Remember that recovery is baby steps, so celebrate each achievement no matter how small, because there is a long list of stuff that you have to do. So just take it day by day with the little baby steps and celebrate each achievement, and before you know it, you will have succeeded and got everything back into your hands and your control and away from the narcissist. If you're thinking about leaving, get all your documents from birth certificates to passports, bank accounts, any legal documents that you've got, and stash them somewhere. Give them to a friend to look after them. Get hold of any spare money that you can. Create a budget no matter how hard. Change passwords and PIN numbers. And don't feel bad asking someone else for help. When you have left, you need to make sure that they cannot get access to any of your bank accounts. So you might even have to go and buy a new phone so that they can't use anything that they've already set up. They might have trackers on your phone. There is plenty of shelters for people to go to, which, yes, it's extremely tough. But you've just got to remember that afterwards, the only way is back up. Others have been in these shelters and they have succeeded, and so can you. Financial control is abuse, and you can regain control of your finances. You can stay away from the narcissist, or you can get away from the narcissist. Believe that you deserve better, because you do. If you have any comments to add on how the narcissist financially abuse you, please add them into the comments so that others know what to look out for. Please subscribe, like and share to the videos so that we can get the awareness out there to those that need it. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.